Hello everyone, welcome to this amazing session of PW Gulf. In this session, we will be solving the previous year questions from your examination Aryabhata Ganit challenge. So let us begin. Here your first question is, Suman is playing a game with her math book having pages numbered from 1 to 145. She opens the book at a random page and adds two facing page numbers. She notes down the total obtained as a score for that turn and plays this game for a few turns. What can you say about the score in each turn? So here, let us take an example. Hold a book in your hand, open a random page. Open a random page and check what numbers are there in front of you. Right? So here I am seeing in front of me I am having 14 and 15. Similarly, someone adds up random pages, whatever are opening in front of her. So if I add 14 and 15, what will be the total? The summation will be 29. Similarly, if I repeat this for a few number of times, let's say if I open a book, I get 2 and 3, right? So that means n number of times you perform this activity and you get different numbers. But you observe one thing. Here, the pages which are facing each other would be an even and the odd number, right? Such as 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So, out of two pages, one is odd and another one is even. So here we know that the summation of an odd and even number is always an odd number. So we must say the answer to this question would be odd. Moving to next question. Consider a process of computation given by f of x is equals to absolute of square of cube of x, where absolute of x is the absolute value of x and square of x is the square of x and cube of x is the cube root of x. Then f of minus 8 will be, so we will be just substituting the value of minus 8 in the place of x. We will be getting f of x is equals to absolute of square of cube root of minus 8. Now here we have to find the absolute value. So cube root of negative 8 would be minus 2. Then we need to do the minus 2 square. So we'll be obtaining absolute of 4. Right. So here the absolute value will be positive 4, which is your option D. Hence in this question, f of negative 8 will be positive 4. Moving to the next question. The square piece of paper is folded once along one of its diagonal and then 3 holes are punched into it as shown below. So here I am taking a square paper and I am folding along with its diagonal. Then I punch the 3 holes into it. See, so if I fold it and I punch 3 holes in it, so similar shadow will be reflected over here, right? That means can we say that this question is related to symmetry, right? So here if I punch 3 holes, the 3 holes will also be done on the either side. So my option would be option C. That is, moving to next question. A seed takes 3 days to germinate and break the soil. In this question, a seed is germinating and it takes 3 days to germinate and break the soil after being sown. After that, the plant grows at a constant rate of 3.5 per centimeter, right? Centimeter each week. How many days it will grow to the height of 7 centimeter above the soil, right? So we need to tell the total days it is taking to grow 7 centimeter above the soil. So here, first of all, I'll make it. The days taken to germinate. It will be 3 days. Now, after 3 days, it's taking, like in 1 week, it's growing 3.5 centimeter, right? In the other week, I would say in the second week, it would again grow 3.5 centimeters. In the third week, it would again grow 3.5 centimeters. So now, they are asking in how many days it will grow to the height of 7 centimeter above the soil. So from this we can say that 3 days plus 3.5 plus 3.5. That means we do not need to see the third week. Here we can see the results in the second week itself, right? That means first of all 2 weeks it is taking to grow 7 centimeter, right? And it is taking 3 days to germinate, right? So can we say a total of 14 plus 3, that is 17 days. 17 days in total. I know that it is taking 2 weeks to come above the soil, but the time taken to germinate is also to be considered, right? So in total it is 17 days, which is your option D. Moving further, which of the given options shall replace the question mark in the pattern of numbers in the following grid? So here in front of you all, there's a grid given to you and you need to find the number to be placed instead of question mark. So first of all, observe the pattern given to you. You can observe a pattern over here. Can you see? 2 multiplied by 3, 3 multiplied by 6, 2 3s are 6, 6 into 6, and then 36 into 4. What it is giving you? It's giving you 144, which is the number placed above it, right? Again, take that number, 1 into 4 into 4, which would be 16. Check it. It's placed above 144, right? So I just have to multiply 1 and 6 to obtain the number in the question mark, which would be 6, which is your option B. I hope you understood this question very well. Moving to the next question. Now please pay attention. This is really important. A car needs to go up and down a hill. The top of the hill is 1 kilometer going up and 1 kilometer going down. The car can travel at an average speed of 15 kilometer per hour going up the hill, but goes faster during the descent, right? So it goes faster during the descent. How fast must be the car going downhill in order for its speed to reach an average of 30 kilometer per hour for the entire journey for going up and down the hill? So let us assume A will be the speed while going upward and B will be the speed while going downward. Now they have stated that an average, they have to reach the average of 30 kilometer per hour. So we'll be applying the average speed formula over here, right? So average speed could be calculated by 2AB upon A plus. Here we know what our average speed is. That is 30. We know what is the speed, what is an average speed of going up the hill, which is 15, right? So can I say A equals to 15 and I need to find the B, right? 2 multiplied by 15 into B gives me 15 plus. Okay, now I can observe 2 into 15 gives me 30. This 30 as well. Here I'll be obtaining 1. So ultimately after solving this, I'll be getting 15 plus B equals to B. Now observe this equation very carefully. If I transpose this B over here, I'll get 15 equals to B minus B, that is 0. Now is this possible? No, right? If I'm eliminating the variable, how can I obtain the value of the variable? So therefore here it would be the speed cannot be determined by the following data. Okay, so it's B cannot be determined. I hope you understood this question very well. Now moving to the next question, what fraction of the given below square is shaded in black? You just have to observe the figure and let me know that what fraction of this figure is shaded. So let us know. See, I'll give you the hint first of all. You also try along with me. Then check it out. First of all, check the full squares on this figure, right? We can see that this figure is made up of 4 by 4, right? That means 16 squares in all. I'll tell you how. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Similarly, 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? So it's a 4 by 4 square which has 16 squares in all. So you just have to check the full squares at first and then partial squares and then add up and check out the fraction. So let us see what are the full squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. I can observe that this is having full squares, 8 full squares, and the partial squares are half, 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 and that means 8 full squares and there are 4 half squares which I can convert as 2 full squares. So can I write it as total shaded squares 8 plus 2 is 10. Now to represent a fraction, what is the formula? A fraction is a part of a whole. So fraction will be part divided by a whole. Now I can say the parts which are shaded are 10, but what would be my whole? Whole is my full big square is made up of 16 small squares, right? So it would be 10 by 16. If we further divide it by 2 and 2, or if we simplify it further, we'll be getting by 8. So C. I hope you understand this one as well. Moving to the next question, the first 300 natural numbers are written in an ascending of sequence. Now, all the numbers at the odd places of the sequence are removed, and thus a new sequence is formed. From this new sequence, all the numbers of odd places are removed once again, and this process is repeated till only one number remains at the end. So what is that particular number? Let us check. So if I write this sequence, right, so if I can see that it's first 300 natural number. So of course the sequence would be starting from 1, and it goes up to 300. Now first of all I'll remove the odd number places number, right? See, observe it, they are not asking us to remove the odd numbers, they are asking us to remove the number which are at odd places. So from the first sequence I'll be removing 1, 3, 5, 7 and so on. So what I'll be getting? And so on and on. I'll repeat this process again. I'll remove the odd places again. So I'll remove 2, 6, 10. See, what am I getting? Observe the pattern. Again, I'll be removing odd number places. Like odd places. Okay. So I'll get 8. Then again, odd places. Similarly, repeating this process until I'm getting only one number. Right? After this, post this I'll be having 128, 256, so on. Right? So if I remove 128 from here, what I'll be remaining with I'll be remaining 256, because if I add 120 to this number, it will be greater than 300, and I need to stop at 300 over here, right? So 256 will be the number which will be remaining from 300 natural numbers if I try to remove odd places one by one. So it's our option B. Now, moving to our next question. Here an ant starts to walk from point A along the dotted path as shown in the diagram. Stops at point B. The ant's path is on the boundary of rectangle of dimensions, that is 30 cross 10, and the outline of three congruent semicircles on the rectangle's longer side. What is the distance traveled by the ant to move from point A to point B? So students, here we are seeing that ant is starting to move from point A and then reaching to point B. So let us check how much distance the ant is traveling. So first of all, if ant travels this particular length, that is the length of the rectangle, so I'll write down it over here. Distance traveled by ant, that is, first of all, it's traveling the length, right? So that is 30 centimeters. Then the breadth is 10 centimeters. Now she is traveling two more things, that is the circumference of the semicircles, that is two small semicircles. And see, one thing they have mentioned over here, these semicircles are congruent to each other. That means the diameter would also be equal. If the diameters are equal, that means the radiuses are also equal, right? And how to find the diameter? If I divide this 30 into 3 equal parts, that would give me 10, 10 and 10. Now 10 is the diameter. So what would be the radius? Here the radius would be 5 centimeter, right? If I say that this full length is 10 centimeter, so the radius from it would be 5 centimeter, right? So now I have to add these two small semicircles. If the circumference of the circle is 2 pi r, so for the semicircle it would be 2 pi r divided by 2, right? I'm writing it over here. Circumference of a semicircle, that is 2 pi r divided by 2, which is pi r, right? So post this, I'll be adding pi r and pi r to it, that means 2 pi r's, which I will be getting 40 plus 2 pi r. Now I also know the radius of this particular semicircle. So 40 plus 2 into pi into 5, which would be 40 plus 10 pi. Option C. So 40 plus 10 pi centimeter is the distance traveled by the ant from point A to point. Moving forward, which Indian mathematician is famously known as Euler's spoiler? So for Euler's spoiler, there is one mathematician which is S.S. Srikhande, right? Which is our option B. He is known for Euler's spoiler. Moving forward to the other question, observe the pattern in the first bank debit card and then select the correct one from the given below options to replace the question mark on the second card. We need to check the pattern in both the cards and replace this question mark. So first of all, observing the first card, which is complete, right? So here I can see, if I multiply 5 by 2, I'll get 10, right? Okay, so 5 into 2 gives me 10. Similarly, this 20 multiplied by 2 is giving me 40. 80 multiplied by 2 is giving me 160. Alright, so in the card 1, it's like the first two numbers are multiplied by 2 obtained and the other two numbers are obtained, or the other set of numbers is obtained. So for the second card, we can see the group of numbers again, right? So if I multiply 0, 2 with 3, I'll be getting 6. So here it's multiplied by 3. The first two set of numbers is multiplied by 3, and you have obtained the second set of numbers. Similarly, for the other one, 18 when multiplied by 3, it gives you 54, right? So here I need to multiply 162 by 3 to obtain the number in the question mark. So you all also multiply with me. When 162 is multiplied with 3, you will be getting 486, right? 162 multiplied by 3 gives you 486. That means the number in the question mark will be 486. Hope the question is clear to you all. Okay, now let's go to Raman's birthday party. Okay, so Raman has invited a few friends to celebrate his birthday. The first time the doorbell rings, one friend arrives. On the every next doorbell ring, a group of friends enter, and that has two more persons than the group has entered on the previous ring. Okay, so how many friends are present in the party if Raman answered the doorbell 8 times? Okay, so you need to find the total guests that are present in Raman's birthday party. Let us find that out. So first of all, see, they have given us a pattern, right? When on the first bell, one friend arrives. On the second bell, two more friends arrive. And similarly, they told us that the pattern is getting repeated. For every next bell, the previous friends plus two friends are coming, and he is answering the bell 8 times. So for the third bell, it would be 3 plus 2. For the fourth bell, it would be 5 plus 2. So you know what am I getting over here? See, look at this. I'm getting 1, 3, 5, 7. This is nothing but my odd number series, right? And this thing is getting repeated how many times? 8 times. So simply, can I write this as 1, 5, 7, 11, 15. This is the total number of friends which are coming to Raman's birthday party. Now I need to add these, but we have a formula for this. We have a formula that is sum of first odd numbers, which is square. So see how many odd numbers are there starting from 1. Sum of first n natural odd numbers, right? Add first over here. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We are having 8 odd numbers, right? So we'll just do 8 square, which is 4. So he has invited 64 friends in his birthday party, which is our option. Hope you understand. Please keep this formula in your. Moving to the next question. Somu is X years old and his elder sister is Y years old. Which one of the option given below will not be true with respect to time? Okay. So here they are saying that Somu's age is X and his sister, his elder sister. I'm repeating, elder. Elder sister is Y years. So I must say if the sister is elder, then Y is greater than X, right? Then Y would be greater than X, but they have asked which of them won't be true. So we need to go by the options in this question, right? So very first option, X cube equals to Y cube. Right? I'm checking with the option A, option 1, right? If I check with my first option, I can see that this cube is knocked off from both the sides. My X becomes equals to Y, which is not possible in our case, right? We know that in our case, X is not equals to Y. Why? Because Y is greater than X. Her sister's age is greater than Somu, right? So therefore, his sister's age, like Y is greater than X, right? So we can say the very first option is the correct one, right? This is not correct with respect to. Moving further to the next question. A palindrome numbers reads the same way from the left to right, right? As we know, and as well as right to left. From both the sides, it is reading the same. You can see 1202 2021. Similarly, 1202 2021. It reads the same. Then an ambigram number will read the same way upside down. If we read it from upside down, it is again the same, right? So first of all, I turn it as palindrome and then I look it as ambigram, right? It is giving me the same. 1 will be as it is, 1, 2, 2 will be again as it is, 0, 2, 2, 0, 2 and 1. So I'm getting the same thing, right? So I can say the date in the digital calendar of 2021 in the picture below is, we can say that that is a palindrome or not an ambigram number, or an ambigram and not a palindrome number, or it is both a palindrome and an ambigram. So we'll be going with option C, right? It's a palindrome as well as the ambigram number. Moving forward, a grocer buys two varieties of rice, X and Y, at the rate of A per kg and at the rate of B per kg, right? Respectively, given that B is greater than A. Here we have been given that B is greater than A. He mixes together to obtain a mixture which cost C per kg. Okay. What is the ratio of variety X to that of variety Y in the mixture? So here, first of all, we will be saying, we will be note that whatever the criteria is, B is greater than A, right? So first of all, which first one, he has X which is A per kg and Y which is B per kg, and he does a mixture of it which gives him C per kg. So can we say the C will be greater than A but lesser than B, right? It would be greater than A but lesser than B. So I'll write it down as C minus A and here I'll be writing down it as B minus, and I'll take the ratios of it, so which I'll be getting B minus C by C minus A or B minus 2 minus, which is my option C, right? Again, I'm repeating this one here. He has bought two varieties X and Y, which is X is A per kg, Y is B per kg. He is doing the mixture of it and selling at C. Now we need to check, and we need to check the what is the ratio of variety X to that of variety Y in the mixture. So to check that, what I'll do B minus C. Why? Because C is lesser than B, and C minus A for A because B is greater than C. So that's why I'm doing B minus C, and here A is lesser than C, therefore I am doing C minus A over here. I hope you all understood this. Which Indian mathematician was the first to state and use the rules of operation on zero? Yes, we know that zero was invented by Aryabhata, but to use it first, it was Brahmagupta. So it's option C and not A. So do not get confused between A and C this time. Okay. Moving further, when a passenger train maintains a constant speed of 60 km per hour, can travel 4 km per liter of diesel fuel on a particular trip. It begins with 200-liter full tank of diesel fuel. Then which one of the following given equation represents the relationship between the number of liter left in the train's fuel after traveling for T hours? Let us check. So here one thing is given, that the speed of 6 km per hour. So first of all, we'll see. Distance is speed into time, right? And we have been given the speed, that is 60. So distance is 60 into T. So D will be 60. Now the next thing which has been given to us is the fuel. They have started with 200 liter of fuel and we need to find that how much fuel is left. Okay. So we will be finding the fuel used and will subtract it from 200. Yes or no? Right. So here can travel 4 km per liter. So in 1 liter can travel 4 km. In 1 kilometer, how much it will travel? I will in 1 kilometer, how much it will use? So it will be using 1 by 4 liters of fuel. Right. Here I can see it's traveling distance is equals to 60 t kilometers, right? So I'll just multiply this by 1 by 4 liters. I'll check liters used is equals to T multiplied by 1 by 4 liters. Here T used, right? So my L will be, the value of L will be, so I'll just make a correction in my options. Here it is not 6T, here it is 15T. So our answer is totally correct, which is L is equals to 200 minus 15T. This will be the left fuel. Moving to the next question. When the Rangoli picture is given below is magnified 100 times over, which one of the following will not change? Okay, here you need to apply the concept of similarity. We have the Rangoli picture in front of us and magnified 100 times, right? So which one of the following will not change? So first of all, if I magnify this, the figure will be enlarged, will become bigger one, right? So of course, the change in the area, right? They are asking area 1 and 2. But we know if we enlarge any figure, the area has to change, right? The area will be changed. So first will be like the area is changing, so we cannot go with option A. Moving on to the second, distance between point P and Q. Of course, the figure is enlarged, right? So the distance of P and Q will also get bigger, right? They will also get farther to each other. So that will also change. Moving on to the length of side A and B. See, here I am having side A, here I am having side B. After enlarging the figure, each and everything, if the area is changing, length between P and Q is changing, then it's obvious. Sides A and B will also get bigger and larger. So they'll also change, obviously, right? The fourth one is the angle between sides A and B. Okay, the angle between side A and B, that won't change. Why? Because as we have learned the concept of similarity, let me explain you by a very easy example. Let me take the equilateral triangle with sides 3, 3 and 3 centimeter. Okay, and the other equilateral triangle which this with the sides 10 centimeter, 10 centimeter and 10 centimeter. See, if I enlarge this equilateral triangle and firstly the side was 3 centimeter, now it is becoming 10 centimeter, but still the angle between two sides remains the same. It's 60 degree over here, 60 degree over here. Not true for just the equilateral triangle. For each and every figure, when the figures are similar to each other, the angles are 100% equal, right? So here we will be going by option 4. Moving on to the next question. The survey of 35 employees of a company. It was found that an average salary of 15 men is same as the average salary of 20 women employees. Based on this information, which of the following statements is true, right? So we need to check these two statements and answer the following, right? So first of all, they are telling us that the average of salaries is equal. That means I can say that average of 15 men's salary is equals to average of 20 women. Okay, now how could average be found out? Average is sum of the salaries, sum of salaries of 15 men by 15. It will be dividing it by the total number. Then sum of salaries of 20 women divided by 20. Now here, if I assume that sum of salaries of men to be X, right? Do not forget to write sum. Sum of salaries of men to be X. Sum of salaries of women to be Y. Right? So I will be just substituting 515 is equals to Y by 2. So from here I'll be getting X by Y 15 by, either you can write it in the ratio form. This to Y 15 will be 5 3s are 5 4s are, which is 3 is to 4. So can I say that sum of men's salary would be 3x and women's salary would be 4y? Right? Something like that. Because we can clearly see that x is to y is to 4. Right? So summation of salaries of men is lesser than that of women. Right? Which is our option here. Sum of salary of men is less than that of women employees. Give you one more method for this question. You can assume anyone's salary. Okay, let us assume men's salary as 100. Just for the assumption purpose, you can substitute that value over here, right? If you substitute here 100 by 15, you'll get the value of this y, right? If you substitute x something as 100, you'll get the value of y, and you can clearly observe that y would be greater than, right? Y would be greater than x in this case. Okay, I hope you all understood this. Here our answer is option. Moving to the next. Two non-intersecting circles are such that one circle with center Q and diameter B units lies inside the other circle with center P and the diameter. If the shortest distance between the circumference of the circle is C units, we will say that this is C units. Then the distance between their centers is, that means I need to find distance between Q and P. I'll repeat the things once again. Here they are saying that two non-intersecting circles, one with center Q and diameter B. That means this circle Q will have diameter B, so its radius will be B by 2. Right? So its radius will be B by 2. And it lies inside the other circle with center P and diameter A. If the diameter is A, so its radius will be A by 2. Right? So I can say this full will be A by 2. Or this side it would be A by 2. Right? So now the distance between their centers is, so ultimately I need to find this QP. So I'll name this as R, this point as S. Okay. So can I say here, can I say that to find the value of QP, what do I need to do? I need to subtract, like first of all, I need to take the value of RP, right? To get this QP, what will I do? I'll take the value of RP and subtract RQ from it, right? RP minus. And what's this RP? Observe, what's this RP? RP is nothing but the radius of our bigger circle, right? So to obtain the value of QP, I'm doing RP, which is my A by 2. And I'm subtracting RQ from it. Now observe what my RQ is. See, first of all, I'll see this SQ is my B by 2, which is the radius of my smaller circle with the center Q. And this C is the distance between both of the circumference between both of the circles, right? Which is C. So I'll subtract C plus 2 from A by 2. Right? I'm getting by 2 plus of 2C B whole by 2. Taken the LCM over here. So here you can see I'm getting A minus B 2C whole by 2, which will be the length of my QP. So here the option is D, A minus B minus 2C whole divided by 2. which is the distance between Q and P, which is the length of QP, you can say. I hope you all understood this one. Moving to the next one. A boy can run at the speed of p kilometer per hour to cover a distance of 1 kilometer. Okay, here the distance is given as it is 1 kilometer. But due to slippery ground, speed gets reduced by q kilometer. So first of all, he was going by p, but his speed is getting reduced by q. So I can say that speed would be equal to p minus q kilometer per hour. Right? The distance is 1 kilometer. T is equals to 1 kilometer. Right? Then his speed gets reduced by q kilometer per hour. If it takes r hours to cover 1 kilometer, then what would be the relation between them? So r hours to cover, that means his time is r hour. Here one condition is given where p is greater than q and q is not equal to 0, and we have applied that over here. Right? So what you can say, speed is equals to distance upon time. Speed we know that is p minus q. Distance is 1. We have the relation minus q is equals to 1 by. Okay, this was easy one, right? Moving further, Ram filled his bike fuel tank to its maximum capacity of 15 liters. His bike gives a mileage of 80 km per liter. After a few days, the bike fuel gauge shows a reading of fuel quantity as shown in the picture. Right? Based on the reading of his fuel gauge, how many kilometers approximately his bike has traveled? That means, see, here it's the fuel gauge and maximum capacity is 15 kilometers. Right? Maximum capacity is 15 kilometers. And his bike gives a mileage of 80 km per liter. That means in 1 liter it travels 80 kilometers. So first of all, we need to check that how many kilometers his bike has traveled. You can give the approximate answer. Right. So here we can first of all see the total paths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Right. So we have 6. From one hole, we have that separated this one hole or break this one hole into 6 different paths. And this 6 different paths have 15 liters of mileage, right? 15 liters of like full bike fuel gauge, right? So here we can say that out of this 6 parts, he had emptied 2 parts. So 2 by 6 of 15 liters, right? Might have completed 2 by 6 of 15. So that would be 1 by 3. 215, which will give me 5 liters. Right? He has completed 5 liters. Right? Therefore, we need to convert this 5 liters into kilometers. So 1 liter is equals to 80. So 5 liter would be into distance traveled in 5 liters. Which will be equals to, if multiplied by 400. Moving forward, I hope this question is clear. In Ganit Shastra, the term Gomutrika is a method discovered by Indian mathematician Bhaskaracharya, which is all about multiplication method. Okay. Now, observe the pattern in the first 3 figures. What percentage does the fourth figure represent? Here we can say that 0% is a full black. Right? When it comes to 50%, it's partial black, partial white. So can we say that you can assume that they are shading white. Okay. Then for the 25%, they have shaded one part. I'll draw the fourth part over here. Out of 4 parts, they are shading one part as white color. And now the full figure is shaded white. So I can say it's C. That's 100%. So here the answer would be C. Moving forward, which one of the given below options will fit in the sequence? Okay, so here we need to complete the sequence. By observing the sequence, I can observe one thing. Here, 7, 727 could be obtained by 9 cube minus 2, which is 729 minus 2. Then, this 998 could be obtained by cube minus 2, right? Then, 1329 could be obtained by 11 cube minus 2. So similarly, the next number, which is the question mark itself, we may assume that that would be 12 cube minus 2, right? That is 1728 minus 2. 26. So here we are subtracting 2 from the cube numbers and making a sequence, right? So here in the place of question mark, you will be having 1726. See, here there might be a few mistake. There would be a tiny because 2742 won't come. But here very clear that they are subtracting 2 from the cube number. Moving further, the given figure, a rectangular plank is placed symmetrically on one of the diagonals of a square such that the corner points of the plank lie on the square and its edges are equally inclined. So I would focus on this word, equally inclined to the adjacent sides of square. What is the area of the plank? Now we need to find the area of the plank. For that, we need the length and breadths. To find this length and breadth, we'll be using the two different triangles. Right? If I observe that a square is having all the angles equals to, and one more term they have given that the edges are equally inclined, right? That means even if this angle is 90 degree, these two angles would be 45 because they have said that the angle is equally, right? So I'll draw the smaller triangle over here. Here, if the breadth is root 2, so I must say that this particular line will also be root 2. So I've got the hypotenuse for my triangle, right? And I need the base. See why I'm finding this? There's a reason. If I find this, because I know the length. I know the length of a square, which is 8. I might know this, right? I might know this x value from. And if I get x from here, as this angle is also 90 degree, would be able to find the other one also, right? So it's very compulsory to find this side. Without this, you cannot find the area of the plank. So here I know that the angle is 45. By using trigonometry, we can say that cos 45 would be pi h, right? So here, to find this b, what will I do? Do 1 by root 2 to root 2 I'll be getting, right? So from this I got the value of b is equals to 1. If this b is equals to 1, right? If this b is equals to 1, okay, I'll write that again for your reference. Cos 45 is equals to b by h. I know the value of h over here is root 2. So 1 by root 2 into root 2 gives me b, which would be 1. Okay. The value for b is equals to 1. Now if b is equals to 1 meter, okay, so the remaining one would be 7 meters, right? And this plank is inclined similarly on the 45 degrees over. So this would also be 1 meter, right? Now if this is 1 meter, again the remaining portion will be 7 meter. Now I am getting the one another right angle triangle over this as well. So here 7 meter, a right angle triangle. If I find this length, here it would be hypotenuse, but in this figure it would be the length of my plank. Okay, so I'll keep it as x, take it as x square is equals to, or I might take as L as well. Okay, take 7 square plus 7 square. So which I'll be getting? Square is equals to 2 multiplied by 7 square equals to 2 meters. So here now I have the length as well as the breadth. Why I am saying this? For the plank, area would be found out L into B. My length is 7 root 2 and breadth is just root 2. Root 2 gives me 2. 7 2s are 14. Right? So it's 14 meter square. From this, option B. Hope it's clear up to. Moving forward, as shown in the diagram below, a cylindrical bucket is placed under a tap which is dripping at a constant speed. Which one of the following given graphs represent the water level in the bucket over a period of time as it is being filled? Okay, now here I can see the bucket is being filled, but here they have mentioned at a constant speed, right? So as it is being filled at a constant speed, so there would be a straight line for it. There would be a straight line. After that, once the bucket is filled, it would start spilling. So if it would start spilling, then observe from option 2, straight line, then a. So see, if you can observe the first figure, it's not constant, right? It's a bit curvy. And third and fourth, not appropriate. But the second one is straight line, and then when it's getting spilled, it is becoming. Right. So for this question, the answer would be option B. Moving forward, now this is an easy question. This is a very easy question, right? A canvas sheet measures 5 by 3 meter. It is folded as shown below. What will be the area of highlighted portion of the canvas after making the two folds? That is, you have to find the area of this highlighted portion. So first of all, if you have a sheet which is measuring 5 by 3 and if you fold it, see, you'll be folding it in a square form, right? So here, area of square, I must say, with the sides 3 and 3, it would be 9 meter square, right? So this square would be having area 9 meter square. Now the left length is 2 meters. You're again folding the square. So I'll name it as square 1 and area of square 2. 2 multiplied by 2, 4 meter square. Right. Now to find this area, what can I do? I'll subtract both the areas from my bigger rectangle, which is 5 cross 3. Right. Area of portion equals to area of rectangle minus area of square 1, or I'll do area of square 1 plus area of square 2, subtract it from area of rectangle. So area of rectangle is 5 cross 3, which is 15 meter square minus 9 and 4. It's 13, right? So 15 meter square minus meter square gives me, is it centimeter or meter? Meter, so I must say you have to correct 2 meter. Okay. Now, here, based on the figure below, which of the following given option will be the best? Describe the condition on the side x of the triangle. So students, here you have to use the concept of inequalities, right? Triangle inequalities will be using. So we know that whenever the formation of triangle is to be done, the summation of two sides is greater than the third one and the difference between them is lesser than the third one, right? So I must say that difference x, right? So I'll just do the difference of it. 7.8 minus 1.2 would be greater than 7.8 plus 1.2, right? If I subtract them, I'll be getting 6.6, right? And if I add those, I'll be getting 9, right? So here the sum is greater than the third side. It means the third side is lesser than the sum, and the difference is lesser. That means the sum is the difference between two sides will be, let's say, 7.8 minus 1.2 will be lesser than. Okay. So here option D will be appropriate one, right? 0.6 lesser than x. Lesser than 9. Moving forward, what are the least positive integral values of m respectively if a number represented by this is divisible by both 8? Now I need to check whether this number is divisible by both 8 and 11. So for that I need to apply the divisibility rules. But here, as I said, I am having two unknowns in my number, right? So first, by applying one divisibility, I will be finding one unknown. By the other one, divisibility of other number, I will be finding other unknown. So first of all, let us apply the divisibility of 8. Why I am applying it priorly? Because the divisibility of 8 says the last three digits should be divisible by, right, the summation. Sorry, if the last three digits of the number are divisible by 8, then the full number is divisible by 8. So I will simply try to divide 5, 8 and n by, right. So I can see that 8 sevens are 56, getting 2 as a remainder. I will bring, so which is the smallest possible number which I can put at the place of n, which I can substitute at the place of n, so that the full number would be divisible by 8. So I'm trying from 1, no, 2, no, 3, no, 4, yes, 24, right? If I substitute this n as 4, 24, so the number would be divisible. So the value of n would be 4, right? Okay, I would write it as 5, 8, n when divided by, you will be getting 7. Like here there would be the number that you need to substitute to divide it by 8. So properly you will be getting equals to 4 from here, but still we need to find m, right? To find m, what should be the condition? Here the addition of odd places and addition of even places is to be done, and on its subtraction the number should be divisible by 11, right? Okay, so let's do that. First of all, I'll be adding m, 9, 4, 4. After this, from this I'll be subtracting the even digits, like the numbers which are at even places. So which is 3 plus summation of the numbers which are at even places. So 3 plus 0 plus 8 plus 5 plus 4. Doing in the 4, 3, 0. Okay. Now the difference of it should be, so here we need to find, as we need to find the value of 11, we are adding these, plus 9 gives me 17, 4, 21 and 4 is 20. M plus 25, here C. Simply add 5 and 3, 8, 8 and 8, 6 plus 4, 20 equals to 11. So here I am getting m plus 25 minus 20 equals to 11, which is giving me m is equals to 11 minus 5, which is equals to 6. Okay, which is giving me 6. So I've got the value of n, 4 equals to 6. So it properly matches with our option 6 and 4. Quickly moving forward to the next question. If a number A exceeds another number B by X%, which of the following equations is correct? So here, can I write it as A is exceeding B by 100%, B by X%. So percent of B. So I'll be writing it in a form of B plus by 100 of Take B common. What will I get? 1 plus. Look at the option which is matching. Option A is equals to B into 1 plus Y. Hope this one is easy. Moving to the next, a person invests money in 3 different investments for 6 years, 10 years, and 12 years at 10, 12, and 15% simple interest per annum, respectively. On maturity, he receives the same interest, right? So, what is the ratio of his investment? So, here I can say in all the 3 cases, the simple interest is same. So, first of all, I need to wait. SI1 is equals to 2 is equal to SI3. So, can I say that here PRT, P1 R1 T1 upon 100, P2 R2 T2 upon P3 R3 upon. Of course, we'll be substituting the values later on. First of all, 100 is common. I'll knock off that. Let's do it again. Okay. So a person invests money in 3 different investments for 6 years, 10 years, and 12 years at 10%, 12%, and 15% simple interest per annum, respectively. Okay. So on maturity, he receives the same interest on each investment. What is the ratio of its investment then? So first of all, I would substitute all the 3 interest. That means we are getting in after all the 3 investments, he is getting equal simple interest. Right. So first of all, I'll say SI1 is equals to S2 is equals to S3, right? So I'll write on the formula P1 R1 T1 upon 100 equals to P2 R2 T2 upon 100, that is principal into rate of interest into time, and then P3 R3 T3 upon. So I can see 100 gets knocked off from all the 3 equations at as it is equal, right? We need to find the ratios of its investment, that is the principal amount we have been given with rate of interest as well as time. So first of all, 6 years at 10%. So P1 into 6 into 10 equals to 10 years at 12%. So P2 into 12, then 12 years at 15%. Right. So first of all, I'll try to simplify these. As we can see that it could be simplified with a table of 3 as well as 5. I'll go with 5 first. 2s are, 2s are, right. My 6, I can go. 1s are, 2s are, 2s are. Yet I can divide it by 2's table. Getting 1. So here I am getting P1 equals to 2P2 equals to 3P3. Now substitute this equals to, right, substitute this equals to, so what next I'll be getting, I'll write it right down over here. P1 equals to K, P2, 2P2 is equals to K. So I'll in a form P2 is equals to by 2, P3 is equals to now as all the 3 are equal, and yeah, one more thing, we are equating this P is equals to K as we need to find the ratio. So that's why I have done P1 equals to K, P2 equals to K, and 3P3 equals to K, and I have obtained this form. Now equating them all together, K is equals to K by 2 is equals to K by 3. I need to find the LCM. LCM is 6. So I'll knock off these case. I'll be getting 6, 2, 3. Okay, 6 is to 3 is to 2. So here option number B will be my obtained ratio. 6 is to 3 is to 2 will be the ratios between his investment. All the three investments. Next question. 16 minutes, how many degrees will be the minute hand and gain over the hour end? Okay. See, minute hand and hour end both are going together, right? So in 16 minutes, how much gain will minute hand over the hour end? So let me tell you, 1 minute, the hour end goes by half degree. And in 1 minute, minute hand goes by 6 degrees. So first of all, if we find the difference of them and multiply it by 16 minutes, when can we know that how much it is gaining over, right? So difference of minute hand hour hand. So we are taking minus of, would be 12 minus 1 by 2 is 2 degrees. So in 1 minute, it's gaining 11 by 2 degrees. So in 16 minutes, it would gain 11 by 2 multiplied, which is 8 degrees. So our option C, right? Moving forward, the difference between the measure of an exterior angle of n minus 1 sided regular polygon, that of a n plus 2 sided regular polygon is 6 degrees. Then the value of n is, you need to find over here, n over here, right? And we know what's the formula for exterior angle. Theta is equals to 360 divided by n, where n is your number of sides and theta is your angle, right? So here they have given us the difference. Already they have given us the difference. So first of all, the sides are 360 divided by n minus 1 and 360 divided by n plus 2 equals to these. Okay. So by solving this, we'll be finding the value of n. Yes or no, students? So let us take the LCM. But before taking LCM, I can take this 360 common and transpose over there, right, at the right hand side. So I'll just do that. 360 upon n minus 2. Transpose it over there. Be getting, yeah. Definitely I will be doing the cross multiplication and finding down the LCM as well. Plus 2 1 by all this side. Here n gets cancelled out, but be opening this bracket first of all. Plus 2 minus will become plus. Bracket over here, I'll be getting square 1 by. Okay. So here n getting cancelled. What am I getting over here is 3 by square equals to. Let's cross verify once again. Plus 2 n minus square 2n 11. Okay, done. transpose, cross multiply, okay. 60 into 3 and n square plus n minus 2 will get onto the numerator of RHS, right? So 60 into 3 is 180 equals to square 2. Just transpose this 180 over here. What am I getting? Square plus minus 2 minus 180. I can write 100 equals to 0. The factors of 182. See, we can solve this by factorization method. The factors of negative 182 should be in such a way that you should get 1. The summation of your factors should be 1. So minus 182 would be having factors as 14. But here one factor should be negative, right? One factor would be negative in this case. So what could be done over here? See, we need to obtain the positive n over here. So I'll keep positive 14 and negative 13. Keep it in such a way. Square 14 and 100 equals to, take the common, 14. From this I'm getting equals to negative 14 and is equals to negative positive 13, right? So of course we won't be taking the value negative, because as it is all about the length of a side, cannot be negative. So the length of the side would be, yeah, would be 13. So the value of n would be, so our option B. As we are talking about n plus 2 sided as one side, so it is all about side, so it could not be negative in this. Moving forward, the classification table, which one of the options will fit in the cell B, right? So I need to check which one amongst trapezium, rhombus, parallelogram and rectangle will fit B in this particular table. So B says that it adjacent sides are equal and opposite sides are parallel. Okay, let me draw opposite sides parallel. See, that could be the case in the rectangle. Possible. Parallelogram is also possible. Rectangle adjacent sides are not equal, right? That is only equal in square and rhombus. So here adjacent sides are equal and opposite sides are parallel. Only one option could fit over here, that is rhombus. C. Moving further, what is the average of 3 raised to 18 and 3 raised to 21? So in this case, while finding the average, we divide the number. See, we have to find the average of two numbers here. So we'll be dividing both by 2, right? Adding up and dividing by 2. So 3 raised to 18 plus 3 raised to 21 by 2. But we cannot do it directly, right? So we need to split this 3 raised to 21 in such a way that we could take something common. We do that. So 3 raised to 18 plus 2 8 to 3. Yes, it's possible. Upon 2. Now after this I can take 3 raised to 18 as common. Yes. So if I take 3 raised to 18 common, what would I get? 1 plus 3 cube is 3 3s are 9 3s are 27. It's 27, right? Whole upon 2. So I'm getting 3 raised to 18 multiplied by 20 upon 2, which would give me 14 multiplied by 3 raised to 18. Got it? So here it's our option B. I hope this question is clear to you all and everything up to here is clear to you all. Moving further, which number does the arrow show in the number line? Okay. So here we can see that the number line is towards the negative numbers. So here we'll be going backwards to find the number shown by the arrow. Here it's the paths between 2 and 3. So first of all, let us count the number of paths. It's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Right, so there are 10 parts between 2 and 3. And out of that, 1, 2, 3 and 4. We are starting from 4th part. So here it would lie something by 2.4. Right. So moving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Here it is the 6th part between 2.4 and 2.5. So the part would be negative 2.46. Right, you just have to check that on the number line, which is your option C. It was easy one. Okay, a 5-digit number is given by the expression A, B, C, D, E is divisible by 9 if, see, whenever you need to check the divisibility of 9, you just have to add all the numbers and check whether the resultant is divisible by 9 or not. So here only first one, A plus B plus C plus D plus E is divisible by 9. You'll check that, right? Because subtraction won't help over here. So it's 1 only. Okay. Now, moving to the last question, right? If m by root 10 plus root 14 plus root 15 plus root 21 is equals to root 10 minus root 14 minus root 15 plus root 21 by k, then which one of the following option is true? So here you need to establish the relation between m and k. Okay. So first of all, let us rearrange the numbers. Okay. I'll try to bring this 21, root 21 and root 10 together. So m upon the root of 10 of 21 equals to root of 10 root of 21. See, what will I do? I'll take this negative sign common, keep this outside of the bracket, write it as root 14 possible whole upon. Now suppose this k to the m, right? That's the numerator of my left hand side, and here denominator of left hand side to the numerator of RHS. It means cross multiplication, right? So mk would be giving you, see here, observe one pattern. Here I'm getting, if I assume this whole term as A, this whole term as B, what am I getting? I'm getting A plus B multiplied by A minus B, which will give me A square minus B square. So straight away write down that the root of 10 plus root of 21 whole square minus root of 14 root of 15 whole square, right? So here mk equals to root of 10 just 10, root 10 whole square will be giving just 10, then here it would be 21 plus 2 root a root b, which is 2 into 210 minus of root 14 square will be 14, root 15 square will be 15, but the bracket it would be positive. I'm opening the bracket simultaneously, it will be negative, right? Minus of 2 root 14 into root 15 will be same 210. See what I'm getting? 210 to 210 of here plus 20 will be 31. Here 14, 15, 29. 29 will be 2, right? So mk is equals to 2. Let us try to establish the relation, which would be m is equals to 2 by k, which is option C, right? Okay. Now, for what values of x and y respectively will the following equation hold true? This is our last question. Okay. So here, for this question, we will be doing the hit and trial method. Why? Because the reason behind this is, if one equation has two variables, we cannot find the variable directly, right? We need the other variable, and if we want to go by the solving method. But here, as we have been provided with the options, we'll go by the hit and trial method, okay, which you can say trial and error as well. So going by the very first option, which is x equals to 3 and y equals to 3, let's substitute that. 5 into 3 plus 1 by 3 multiplied by 4 into 3 plus 3 upon 4. 5 3s are 15 plus 1 16 by 3 multiplied by 4 3s are 12 plus 3 15 by 4, right? See, 4 1s are 4 4s are 3 1s are 3 5s are. Here I am getting my LHS equals to 20. If I substitute my first option, which is x equals to 3 and y equals to 3, and thus my LHS is equals to RHS, so I'll be going by option 1, right? I need not to try the other questions. I hope you all understood up to here and you won't be having any doubts, right? Alright, so we will be ending our today's session. I hope you enjoyed and your all the questions are answered. Bye bye everyone. Have a nice day.